What is good, everybody? Thank you yet again for tuning into the channel. I'm your boy Zaya, back again with another video. Social media platforms are represented on the screen, so be sure to follow me on any one of those. And as you can see, we have the purple lobsters on deck. I finally popped the tag on them. Just for reference purposes, I'm definitely going to be putting these laces in. I got to do that lace swap. But as of right now, I got the I don't know if there's like an off-white or like a grayish band on the front. I think it looks a little better than the blue band. They should have sent like, because it's a blue band and then it's that grayish band. This definitely should have had a different color band. I don't know, maybe like a light purple, maybe like a white. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. One thing I wanted to touch on before I get into the story is that so they switched the inner. You know what I'm saying? The inner was red originally. When we first started talking about it, me and Felix, we did a video on that. I'll go ahead and link you guys in the description if you guys want to check that out. But the original sample version that we were going based off of had that red inner, and I don't know, it just seemed a lot like it was just really off. And then Nike SB switched it up. They did the inner liner to match the outer, and I don't know. I think it's kind of lame. I think the color on the inside should have been a different color. Maybe they should have stuck to the red, or maybe it just takes some getting used to. But as of right now, super clean shoe, purple lobsters. Super happy to have them. And with that being said, I want to go ahead really quickly and touch on some things that happened at this camp out. First and foremost, Galactic G, my local skate shop. The owner, I believe the name of the owner is Ken or some shit like that. But this is not my first time camping out at Galactic G, man. I've camped out a few times at Galactic G. I think the last major camp out that I did at Galactic G was the Tiffany Highs. And even the Tiffany Highs, it wasn't really like a dope camp out. Like, Galactic G is not really known for dope campouts, mainly because of where it's located, which is kind of odd because where it's located on a corner, and the corner there's really no lights there, so it's kind of dark, and you kind of just line up against the wall. And I don't know, I can never say that there's been like a really dope camp out, or at least, you know, I may just be hating right now. As of recently, there hasn't been any dope campouts, and mainly, you know, that probably just has to do with Nike SB not really being popping like that to where campout was, you know, necessary. But the last official campout I did was the Nike SB Tiffany Highs, and I remember then that we had to be out there a few days, like 2-3 days. You know, at that time I was in a relationship with someone that really wanted those shoes as well. So I was out there more so for their sake than my own sake. But I think eventually we found out that, because Galactic G is like notorious for not getting smaller sizes than 8. They don't get smaller sizes than 8. They hardly ever get a 13. And they almost, if there even is anything over 13, they never get it. On top of that, they only get like, mad random sizes. They don't get like, you know, for instance, there was 20 pairs or so. The owner said there was 20 pairs of this at his skate shop. He took 2 out. He told us this, so it's not like, you know, I'm dry snitching him out or nothing like that. He took 2 out to give to whoever he said that he was giving it to. So there were 18 pairs to be released to the public. In those 18 pairs, it's not like there were 2 8s, 2 8.5, 2 9s, 2 9. No, there was like, I don't know what the size setup was, but we were asking as people were coming out with their sizes, and it just didn't make sense, man. I think there was like an abundance of like 10, 10.5, and 11. I think there was an abundance of size 11 as well, because I believe there was a few people with size 11 that were selling afterwards. But regardless of the fact, Galactic G it's just not that high a tier of a skate shop to command any of these things. A good size run, more sizes other than the 8 through 13, if they even get it. You know, this is definitely not Skate Park of Tampa. Skate Park of Tampa has that respect, has that relationship with Nike. They've done collaborations. They've had their own shoe. Galactic G ain't never got shit, bro. And it could be, you know, I don't want to sit and poke at them, but it's just not that dope a skate shop, man. Like, I don't ever see anyone there, man. Let me tell you something. Besides the campouts, you'll be surprised if you ever see more than 3-4 people in there at once. And I could just be talking shit, bro. But whenever I'm there, which before this happened, I was there quite often. And this is one of those scenarios where you support a business, you go to a business, you bring other people to the business, and to the owner, it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure the owner is probably listening to this video like, oh, I don't remember him. And that's because you don't really give a fuck, nigga. Like, and this is really just going based off some of the things that he said. You know what I'm saying? He has said to us that he don't give a fuck about campouts, about the shoes. But okay, so they released on a Friday. They released on a Saturday. So going into this campout, I had heard about the diamond release. And the diamond release, people were telling me that people were out there really early. So me knowing that I want this shoe, I decided to head over there, you know, pretty early. I want to say that I got there around 12 in the afternoon, Friday. And I remember I was super tired because I forgot what shoes released that weekend that we were at the mall trying to get. And there was a bunch of shit that was happening going into this release that when I got there, I was really tired, man. I hadn't slept in quite a few hours. I think I was going on probably like over 24 hours not sleeping. So I get there around 12, and when I get there, there's fucking nobody, man. Okay, and this is the important part of the story. There wasn't nobody there at 12 o'clock. That's it, me. I was the person there at 12 o'clock. I drove the entire block. There was no one there. I parked up, and from there, I contacted my boy Felix Frost. I contacted my boy OG Edwin, and I gave him the heads up. Those were the first two. I'll admit, those were the first two people I hit up. I said, hey, listen, there's nobody out here. I believe my boy OG was like, you know, it's 12 o'clock. It's really early. Like, you know, people didn't really want to be out there. But one of the problems with that is that it can literally change like that. Like, if I say, okay, I don't want to go out there till 4 or 5 o'clock, then I'm taking a huge risk that people start lining up before me, and then I can't secure my size. See, this is the thing. I really just wanted to secure the size. Now, I don't think that they're going for much on the aftermarket, but the problem is when it's time to like size swap and shit like that, I knew it was going to be something difficult, so I didn't want to have to go through it. I just wanted to get my size. This was my Christmas gift to myself. I just wanted to get my size and do me. Okay, so I decided to head out there around 12-ish, man. I got out there. There was nobody. Like I said, I drove the whole block. There was nobody there. I posted up. I called the boys. They told me that they would be by in a little bit. I was like, cool. They eventually showed up. It was just a scenario that we're the first ones. So let's just chill. Let's hold it down. So we decided to form a list. Now, the concept of a list sometimes is misconstrued. The list is not for the store, okay? I don't have to get the owner's permission to start a list. As if he hasn't gone through this shit multiple fucking times, bruh. Like, there's been campouts. Every time there's an exclusive release, there's a fucking campout. And this guy always acts like he's a fucking retard and he's never done this before, okay? We started a list. Again, the list is not for the store. I don't need your fucking permission to start a fucking list, okay? If anything, I'm doing you a fucking favor. What a list does is it polices the people that are there. Okay. So we started a list and we held it down, man. And as time progressed, people showed up and respected the list. You know what I'm saying? There's two types of individuals. There's people that respect the list, and there's people that get there late and then choose not to respect the list because they got there late. Okay. Now, had they got there early, because like I said in my previous video, there was 4 people that were complaining to the owner. Had they got there on time, they wouldn't have complained about a list. Because they got there once the 18 heads were already secure, they started complaining to the owner. So now from 12 till about 5-ish, people are coming. People are getting on the list. I want to go ahead and flash the list. Shout outs to all those people on the list, man. All the people that are on this list, shout outs to them. So now what happens is we eventually secure 18 people. There's 18 pairs. I'm the type of person that I respect people's time. If the owner tells me that there's 18 pairs, guess what I'm telling you? Don't waste your time, bruh. There's 18 pairs. At this stage in the sneaker game, it's almost highly unlikely that anyone is going to step up, say, hey, let me get a size 11.5. The owner says there's no size 11.5, and they're going to say, forget it. I'm good, and walk out with nothing. At this stage in the fucking shoe game, it don't fucking work like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There's people out there looking to get the shoe for themselves. But if they can't secure their size, you have no choice but to grab a pair and try to size swap. Or grab a pair, flip it, and use the money to get your size. That's how it works. So once 18 people are secure, you have no chance. Okay? So now between 12 and 5, like I said, people are showing up. People get on the list. These people are respecting the list. Everyone's on there. Listen, it's cool, calm, and collective, man. Had people not started a list, it would have been mayhem, bro. There would have been people walking around. There would have been people loitering in front of the store. There would have been people loitering on the side of the building. And this is what the owner had asked, that he didn't want no line forming until the business closed. Me, okay? You listening, Ken? I'm the reason that didn't happen. I'm the reason that there was no loitering. I'm the reason that no line formed. Why? Because I started a list. Again, I don't need your fucking permission to start a list, bro. No one needs your permission to start a list. The list is for the sake of policing the people outside. And in doing so, me being number fucking 1, I did exactly that. I kept the troops calm, you know. I continued to let them know, hey, you know, don't just be walking up and down the block, and you know, if anyone's gonna, because this is one thing that I bring up at all campouts, and some listen, some don't, and it's really out of respect for the store, any store that I camp out at. The people that like smoke weed, bro, like breaking the Dutches up and dropping it on the ground and all that dumb shit, like I hate people like that. Like people like that, like I hate it. But I made sure that I was on top of people. Hey, no garbage. You know, if you're gonna smoke, don't drop no guts on the ground. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to smoke in your car or go somewhere else, don't do it here. And that's exactly what the list did. The list policed those 18 individuals until we got closer to the closing of the shop. Now, to speed it up, we get till about 5:30, and we're all chilling, bullshitting. I'm letting the guys know, hey, we just got to make it to 8, and then we could just form a line, and we Gucci throughout the night, man. We all got pairs. We're straight. There was an individual that showed up, and he was number 19, him being one of the 4 people that complained. Well, to be fair, I don't know exactly what he complained about, or if he did complain, or what it was that he said, because in my last video, I told you that there were 2 people that kept it really neutral. They kept it neutral with the shop owner, and they kept it neutral with the 18 that have secured pairs that are on the list. So I don't have no issue with that guy. But at number 19, and I've seen him in previous campouts, so I know he's a frequent shopper, I know that he felt some type of way, and he probably went and said something. So now the owner decided to tell him and the other 3 individuals, fuck the list, that he doesn't have a list. He's not running a list. And again, of course you're not running a list. I'm running the list, okay? And the list is, again, to police the individuals that already got there. So the owner is now putting the battery in these 4 people's back. Fuck the list, this, that, and the third. Now, remember, this is all landing on a Friday. People have jobs. you know, people got to be somewhere, whatever the case may be. They probably couldn't make it out to the shop till 5:36. So what the owner did was promoted that he wasn't running no list. So as this is happening, I have guys that are part of the 18 that are coming to me like, yo, you know, there's a dude in front of the shop. He's saying, fuck the list. There ain't no list. He's saying that he going to be number one, this, that, and the third. And I proceeded to the front of the shop to find out what was going on.
All right, YouTube. This current situation right now, we are 50 people deep in this line at Galactic G, and it's only Thursday. Good thing is that they have a good window
system
for, yeah, a good system and a good window for people to leave and come back. So we actually don't even have to be back there until there's light outside. We have literally the option to go home right now and just chill. And you want?
I'm sorry that my experience isn't as important to you as it is for me.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. I'm just saying we could be home right now.
Then why don't you go home? No one's stopping you.
If you're gonna stay out in the street?
Yeah. Really? I was doing it by myself without you.
Oh, big girl.
In Chirac.
Chirac of all places.
Chirac, right? Running wild. Taking the train, so I didn't even have a ride.
Running wild in the street?
I took the fucking train at 3 a.m. Yeah. Big girl pants. You see those? Big girl pants. Yep.
Slick with the tongue today.
What a